Hi, this is Damien from AtHope, and I'm an Axiological Atheist. And I'm here with my guest. Could you please tell us your name and what kind of atheist you are?
I am Bridgett Bria Crutchfield, and I identify as an agnostic atheist.
Okay. Could you explain what that means to you?
Yeah. I have no way of knowing if there are any deities, but even if there were, I'm not going to worship them. I don't believe in any doctrine. I don't believe in people being punished for making choices that best suits them. So, I know, to me, I have no knowledge if there is a God, but I do not believe in any gods, none whatsoever.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. So were you always an atheist, or were you raised in a faith?
Yeah, I was raised in faith. I was pretty much born into the Jehovah's Witness faith.
Wow.
Probably about 2 or 3. That's all I knew. Knocking on doors, going from door to door, passing out magazines, doing the little skits on Tuesday.
Wow.
And it's cool when you're a kid, but once those critical thinking skills start kicking in, I think I was about 12, 13.
Yeah.
Rebellion started. But, in my household, you could not tell your parents that you weren't going to the Kingdom Hall. That's just not something you do.
Right.
And so, like many people, I left. I walked away when I turned 18. And didn't look back.
So you had already become an atheist in your heart before that?
No, at that time, I felt that I had no knowledge of atheism.
Uh-huh.
I just felt that I had to believe in a God because I didn't know any different.
Mm.
So when I was 19, I became pregnant, and I was laden with guilt. Even though I had left the Jehovah's Witness faith, I felt depressed, disappointed, like I disappointed Jehovah. But I knew I was never going back to the Kingdom Hall. So, I just went on a spiritual search. Buddhism, Nation of Islam, and a couple of other philosophies, and I ended up, fast forward like 15 years later, I was proselytized to my job.
What does that mean?
Job.
What does that mean? What do you mean proselytize?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was ministered to.
Okay.
A Christian ministered to me, and I was very angry. I was very angry because I felt that my childhood was robbed.
Right.
Being a Jehovah's Witness. And I am fortunate in that my parents weren't the strict Orthodox. I was able to be in drill team. I was able to be in cheerleading. It was like they made me halfway. I couldn't go to competitions. I couldn't go to other schools to perform, but I could perform at the home school. So I am grateful because a lot of people have it worse, but I still had a lot of anger because we missed out. I'm the only one that went to my prom out of 4 children. None of my siblings went to the prom because it was frowned upon,
And how did that feel when you were a child? I mean, the fact that you got to go and the unfairness, or did that not bother you?
Well, I was going to be 18, so I was 17, and I told my dad, "There's nothing you can do about it. I'll be 18, so." And I'm going to buy my own dress, and I'm going to buy my own ticket, and I did. My dad, by that time, he was disfellowship, excommunicated from the Jehovah's Witness faith.
For what reason?
So he contributed. To this day, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's a very secretive organization where the kids are not included unless the child is being disciplined. To this day, I don't know.
Wow.
And I would not feel comfortable asking my father. Yeah, but he ended up paying my portion of the limousine. So
really?
It was out of all the kids in our school, there were only 2 Jehovah's Witnesses, myself and another young lady.
Wow.
And I had fun.
Well, I've never even been in a limousine in my entire life.
Oh man,
Serious?
My mother isn't going to watch this, so my mother played this.
You hope, right?
Party. She's not. No, she's like atheist. And so going to surprise her with the limousine ride because, you know, I don't think people should only ride in a limousine at death.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that's ridiculous. So I'm going to surprise my mom with her sisters and her friends with a nice limousine ride. So, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No problem. So, when was it and what was it that made you realize that you didn't believe in becoming an atheist? Or how was it a process? Well,
yeah, it was a process. I remember going online. Actually, I worked with an atheist. I was an evangelical. I was in a Pentecostal church, but very evangelical. Because when I do something, I go from 0 to 10 in like 2.2 seconds. So I put my all into it. And you know, the guy, he just, every time I attempted to minister to him, he just overcame every statement that I made. And I ended up going back to my desk, like with my tail between my legs. But like maybe 5-6 years later, I thought about what he said. I was in leadership. I was a prophetess, evangelist, intercessory prayer warrior. I was on President Bush official prayer intercessory team.
wow.
I mean, I was a financial partner of Pat Robinson. I mean, I was in it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Committed.
But, I was definitely committed.
A real Christian.
I was a real Christian, except there's always been a part of me that always fought for the underdog. So
Yeah.
when I'm gay.
Right.
When I was ministered to, I was gay, and I ended up renouncing my lesbianism.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Did that work?
You know, it worked for me in that I'm able to suppress. I'm one that can't go cold turkey, stop smoking. I don't do a patch. I just stop. So I didn't immediately date men, but I subsequently dated men. And whenever the focus was on gay people, you know, I challenged the pastor and said, until you're willing to talk about these married people having relationships outside of their marriage, until you're willing to talk about these people that's living together, you should not single out gay people.
Which is true.
It's not fair.
which is actually true.
Know,
yeah.
And you know, of course, it's a big deal to talk about because a lot of people claim to not be gay or claim, you know, this is to them gay. You can see. You can't tell who all are gay.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this was my life. I came from this. And I took that personal. They take people through deliverance, trying to cast out the homosexual demons, and I was just highly offended. Just so offended.
Yeah.
So I knew I wasn't going to be there for long, and I did end up leaving church, but I had not left God. And my intentions was, you know, God, I don't need a church to be with you, to worship you. I just need you. And I had already read the Bible twice. With his third time, I read it like I read it objectionably, just like any other book.
Right.
And it didn't take long before I was so upset with myself that I basically defended a mass murderer.
Right.
And there was just no way I could ever identify as Christian. I could never pray for anybody again, ever. And so after I completed reading the Bible, you know, I Googled, no believing in God, because I knew atheists, but I didn't think I was an atheist. I think because that was just so extreme.
Yeah.
And you just can't tell black people that you're an atheist, you know? So I did find agnostic, and I identified maybe 3 days as just a plain old-fashioned agnostic. And then I did some more research, and I said, no. And I you know what? There were 2 stories that just like solidified. Because, you know, whenever there's a tragedy,
yeah,
God has something for your life. God is going to use you. And there was this story about this young man who was coming home from work. This was in Canada, and he was taking a Greyhound bus to be with his family for the weekend. And this man took a machete, he disemboweled him with passengers on the bus. and then he beheaded him. So like everybody ran off the bus, and they locked him in the bus, and he's walking around with this, I think the guy was like 22, up and down the aisle with this man's head. And the bus driver said everybody just threw up. And so I'm imagining being the mother of this young man, and they tell me, God's got a plan for you. I mean, I just imagine, you know, I put myself in their shoes, and I picture somebody, and I just had like this inner violent reaction. And then later on, there was a story in California. The father was on PCP, and he was disabled. He was in a wheelchair, but he managed to eat his 5-year-old son's eyeball. And when the police finally got to him, he was commencing to eat his other eye. And I'm like, what kind of God? Well, there cannot be. I was so upset. I'm like, there cannot be a God. He was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I couldn't rationalize. And now I said, there cannot be a God. There cannot be a God that will allow innocent people, a 5-year-old, to become disabled in such a horrific way. And I was like, I said, that's it. I'm an atheist. That's it. I cannot believe in any God. And I was scared. I thought, I literally thought a thunderbolt was going to just come through my ceiling in my bedroom and just, I remember when I said I'm an atheist, and I just really thought there was going to be a thunderbolt. And I'm here, 7 years later. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I understand. I felt kind of the same way. But I also felt like, wow, what am I going to do with my life? It's like, you had your whole life planned towards one way, and all of a sudden it's just gone. And then, I realized, what about my family? My family's going to, probably disown me. I mean, but my friends, I mean, what's going to happen? So, I mean, I've been over 7 years myself, too. Been an atheist. And the other thing I wanted to ask is, when you said that they were casting out demons, people that were homosexual in that church, it made me think of when I was a kid, because I masturbated and wanted sex. My mom always told me that that makes demons come on you. So when I was a kid, I was always afraid. I was always afraid that I had demons like on me or in me or whatever. I mean, like in reality, I mean, I really believed this.
Yeah.
So I was wondering.
Isn't going to tell you anything that's not true.
Right. So I was wondering, did you ever feel that, or did you just feel disgusted that they made people feel that was true? When you said that you made you disgusted, was it disgusted because you believed that there were demons, or because I mean I know time that I did, or did you feel disgusted that they were making people that were gay feel like they had demons?
I felt disgusted that. Well, I mean, at the church, if you're in a Pentecostal church, everybody has demons.
Well, my mom's evangelical Pentecostal, so yeah.
Yeah, but it was always that nasty sissy spirit, that nasty homosexual. And I remember one time the pastor, he wasn't ministering that day. So the men, because there was a guy he was so sweet who came to church, and he was effeminate.
Right.
And they attempted to take him through deliverance. He didn't want to go through deliverance. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, it was just a major fucking, it was so fucked up, because he was crying. He was scared. I was scared, because all of these men are surrounding him. He's on the ground, and you're calling out these demons. And so I will give the pastor credit, because I did call him, and other people called him, and he really, really got in those people's asses for doing that to that man. So yeah. I'll definitely give him credit for that. But I had not seen him since. I mean, I was crying, like, what are they? How does his life affect you? His life does not affect you. And to this day, I wonder, is he alive? Was he traumatized? Did it springboard into like some kind of addiction or some kind of perilous behavior, And so I don't know if I ever see him, but he's always in my thoughts, because it was just so disrespectful. It was just a clusterfuck. That's straight clusterfuck. I couldn't believe it.
So that makes me think of another thing is, what would you say to him today? If you met him today, what would you say to him, and he still is questioning belief or something, what would you say to him? Tell me like you're talking to him. Like I'm him. Okay. What would you say? He's still feeling confused and all this. What would you say?
Where exactly does your confusion lie? Are you mad at God, or are you really concerned about, are you having doubts about believing in God, period? You know, if it was up to me, everybody would be an atheist, of course. But one thing I know, coming out of religion, you cannot proselytize atheism to them. When religious people are questioning, they will find you. They find me. They find the other organizers, and especially in the black community, because it has such a stronghold upon us. Right. So I definitely couldn't come to him and say, you know what, you're probably an atheist. He would be offended and probably would turn around and just walk away and talk about me and would never, say anything to me again. I would let him talk and listen and say, I have a card. If you want to talk.
Well, I also was wondering, would you make him feel okay about being gay? Because I think that's something that the church. Yeah. Well, no, I was questioning because that's something the church doesn't do, me as an atheist, I mean, I don't have those. There's nothing wrong with being gay. So being gay is healthy. I mean, it's a normal part of human sexuality. So I mean, that's what I mean too. Is that what would you say to him? Because I'm sure that don't you see it? Because you said you tried to not be lesbian. I mean, I would imagine that's probably not your position now, right?
No. When I left, I came full circle because you see my hair.
Yes.
The church said that there was a Rastafarian spirit on my locks, and I kid you not, and I wanted to prove that I was submissive to the church, and I cut my hair. They gave me a standing ovation. Like I said, I was just sold out. But when I left, I came full circle. I grew my hair. I said, there's nothing wrong with me. And I just jumped back into the LGBT community. And it's funny you mention that because there is a young lady who, she probably went through deliverance about 10, 12 times at church.
Wow.
So she ended up finding me on Facebook. And now I'm an atheist. I said, there's nothing fucking wrong with you. You're gay.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You can't, you're having a hard time because you're fighting against who you are. You're gay. It's okay. I'm gay. And I'm fine. I don't have any issues or I don't second guess myself. I am who I am. And I feel so sorry for people that are, because I belong to a couple of gay groups. And man, when they talk about God, and I'm just like, how? There are Christians who don't even accept you because you're gay.
They want to kill you.
They worship the same God. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go to Jamaica. Jamaica would never get my money. I wouldn't go to. I would love to go to Africa, but I am proud of who I am as an atheist, as a lesbian. I try to wear some kind of show some kind of symbolism of who I am. I'm not going to go to some parts of Africa, and I know I can be killed. And that's what I tell these people. We are not accepted. We're the people you go to church with. As soon as they find out you're gay, you're talked about. If you're a stud, if you're effeminate, you can forget it. You can unless the effeminate person is the choir director. That's the only time being gay is acceptable. Right. Something nice little secret. But yeah, I'm gay, so there's no way I would tell somebody being gay is not right. No.
Right. It's what I'm saying is it probably, even like for me, I know when I used to be a believer, I felt more justified hating people. So I always laugh when they say that atheists don't have morality. I feel like I'm more moral now than I've ever been in my whole life.
I do too, and the church that I left, they taught me about charity. Very giving to the community, food, clothes. I took that from that church because I used to be I was such a selfish person. But when I tell people they don't believe, but it was all about me, 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 me. What can you do for me? But that teaching, I took that with me, and I've never been more giving than once I entered the community. If somebody need help, I don't care if I know them. I will contribute if I can to the GoFund, to your Kickstarter, your Indigo. It is when I believe your vision.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be homeless, and I've been homeless. I lived in my car. So that is something, if somebody's talking about they're going to be homeless, oh, look, let me give you some money. You know, I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, my giving has definitely increased since I've been in the atheist community. Yeah. So
how does your family take it? You came out to them as being atheists? Did you also come out to being a lesbian also? And how was
yeah, well, coming out as a lesbian happened 20 years ago.
Okay.
And it was ugly. My family is conservative, so everything gets swept under the rug. And I'm bold. I just don't fit in my family. I'm the black sheep. But I really thought when I came out as gay, my mother was going to like have a stroke. It was bad. So I didn't do this big coming out as gay this time. You know, as long as I know, my kids are aware of who I am. My mother knows, but I wasn't going to come out to her again. As far as being atheist, I just changed it on Facebook from none of your business to atheist. And I just let the chips fall where they're made. So my family, it's been 7 years, so my family has gotten better. You know, I'm sure they're praying for me. Me and my mother, we've never been close, but we're civil. You know, I do things for my mother. I'm her only child in Michigan, so we do maintain a civil relationship, but there's no bond there. And I think that was some of my anger too growing up. I had so much anger. That's why I didn't have a hard time walking away from Jehovah's Witness, walking away from the church, because I never had support. Once my aunt passed away, I was on my own. So I really didn't, my family knows, I don't care what the fuck you think. They know that. I've been telling them that since I was 18. I don't give a fuck about what you think. So that my family is pretty used to that attitude. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Always have and always will.
Right, yeah, and I don't give a fuck about what a lot of people think too, but that doesn't mean that sometimes I don't hurt because people think bad things. Or the people that should love me don't love me. I mean, does that affect you at all? I mean, you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be treated as a member of the family and respected. I mean, how does that feel?
I made peace with that. I'm not I don't stay up all night crying why can't my mother love me the way she loved her other kids, and why are certain people in my family closer. I can't miss what I've never had. And you can't pick your biological family, but I have people who have come into my life, who has stepped in, who have been that mother to me. Even the woman who ministered to me at the job.
Yeah.
I was scared to tell her I was an atheist because she was so important to me. And she said, well, if you think I'm going to stop loving you because you're an atheist, you never knew me at all. So I go to her house for Christmas. We talk on the phone, we text. So she's been that mother role to me. I have people in the community that, you know, like Mandisa Thomas and Daryl Smith, they're both in Atlanta. They're like my sister and brother. Robert Afeni. You know, I have people who accept me 100% as I am. So I can't miss not having that bond because it was never there.
Yeah.
And then in order to establish that bond, I would have to be disingenuous, and I can't do that. I can't do it.
I understand. So you went through that a long time ago because it wasn't there.
Yeah, I was. You know, when I talk about perilous decisions, I went through my 20s were suicidal. You know. I was very much suicidal, wrote out a 6-page suicide note, and the only thing that kept me here was that I could not conveying this letter to my children that I love them, because I kept having this recurring nightmare. Well, if she loved me, why did she kill herself? You know, when they got older. And then their life just turned to shit. And I pushed through, I made it, and I'm here. So I am sensitive to people who have toxic relationships with their family, people who've been fucked in the community, whether it be gay, the secular community, because that's where my heart was when I was in church. People that was hurting the church. I was like the Pied Piper. People that's hurt in the secular community. This is who I am. There's something that I give off that people are comfortable with me. I'm going to keep your confidence. And I've accepted that's who I am, because that's what I needed. And I didn't have it.
Yeah, that's really kind of you to do that. So you felt very welcomed in the atheist community, both being female and being a minority and being a lesbian. I mean, that's like you have a couple different things. So
yeah, I tell people I hit the mother load. I'm this big.
Well, I mean, I think we should welcome you. I'm just saying, has that been your experience?
You know, of course, there's been incidences, but I'm not going to let that color my position and my place in the community. Because see, we have to learn, it doesn't matter if we don't believe in God.
Right.
They're an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
There are people who've been traumatized and haven't gotten help.
Right.
So, yeah, there have been, I mean, I've gone to conferences. There may be 2 or 3 black people. No one says nothing to me. Really? But I paid my ticket. I'll pay for my flight, my hotel. Nobody talks. So that and you know, I just don't understand how you can call yourself a humanist and you just walk by. You know, and so I talk about that when I present. I don't talk about religion. I talk about the issues that we have in the community. Because before we can deal with the Christians, we need to get our shit together. And so, yeah, so those kind of things, I was dressed down because I was a black woman who challenged a white woman who was disrespectful. Right. But nothing like some of these women that encounter being trolled and doxxed, and I haven't had that experience. But the secular community has quelched my desire to write. I just will not write because of how rude and nasty some people are in the comments. And I love to write, but if I write anything, it will not be for the secular community. I don't see how people have that tenacity to keep kicking out those blog posts, knowing that people are going to troll and disrespect you. I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to fuckery. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a sorry thing, because we need people like, you know, of all voices to speak out in the community. So I mean, I implore you to think about doing it, because you could, especially on Facebook, if someone's an asshole, just fucking block them. I do. I mean, once in a while, someone will say "fuck you" or something like that on my Facebook. I don't even argue with them. I just fucking block them. I don't need this shit. You know, but I mean, I say stuff that.
She called me a cunt. Yeah. Yesterday, it was at some atheist group, and she called me a cunt because I didn't agree with her. I don't think I've ever been called a cunt. It was just so hilarious to me. You know, fuck you, black bitch. Fuck you, nigger. But when she said cunt, I'm just looking at my phone. And then I just could not stop laughing. I couldn't even get mad. And I just told her, you know, I've been called worse by better. And I'm not going to derail this thread engaging with you. But she ended up, when she said I wasn't going to go there with her, she ended up doing a 180 and trying to be cool. I just ignored her. This is just not important of an issue to engage in with you. I was cracking up. I'm just looking at my phone, and she was like, "You're such a fucking cunt." And I'm like, did she call me a cunt? And Damien, I never, to my recollection, actually called a cunt. And I just thought it was the fucking funniest thing. But I know other people, You know, that's offensive.
Right.
I just laughed. It was just so funny to me.
Yeah, I don't ever do that. I mean, I believe in attacking, you know, thinking and not people. Even people that attack me, I usually still attack the thinking, or I just block them and, like you said, ignore them.
Right.
I don't let other people control my behavior, you know, or ruin my character. You're not going to ruin my character. Fuck you.
You'll ruin my experience. You're not going to ruin my experience, and you can't do that unless I allow it. And
right.
You know, I'll be 47 next month. So, you know, you have these physiological differences, and now, you know, I've always been prone to migraines, and I'm sorry, Facebook, I'm not getting a migraine because of Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just...
Oh, yeah, I've gotten there. I've gotten raging pissed off before.
Yeah, I mean, I used to, too. And there was a young lady who taught me, you know, not to battle emotionally, because I was new, I didn't know. And she was like, you know, you have to use logic, you have to use reason,
right.
And you have to use a credible source and this and that. So, you know, even if I provide evidence and they don't accept it, that's fine. Have a good day. I'm just not going there with you.
Yeah.
Not on Facebook. You're still not worth it.
I agree, but I do want to write, and I have written a book that's being edited right now to be published.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a secular book?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's called The Tree of Lies and Its Hidden Roots, exposing the evolution of religion and removing the rationale of faith. Yeah,
let me know, because I try to support as many people as possible.
Yeah, and I take a very strong approach. I mean, I'm not agnostic. I have absolutely no belief, and I have no doubt. To me, that there's nothing to doubt in the letters God. It has no evidence. Like when people say, well, I'm 99% sure. And I will say, well, why do you say that? Well, because I don't have all the evidence. Well, if you're going to go off of evidence, then you have 0%.
Right. And you're right. And see, I want to be a hard atheist. But I know if I'm challenged, I can't provide proof that God doesn't exist. And that I can't.
Right. But so right. Well, this book teaches you how to do that. Because what I say is that, see, the thing is that most people don't think about is, like, people say, well, I believe in science, right? Do you believe in science? Right, most people, well, right, so, right, of course, right? Common sense, right? Common sense, right? Most people believe in science. But then most people say that they don't know science is for sure because of skepticism. But what you're saying is that philosophy is better than science. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that philosophy trumps science? I don't think so. So So to me, you've just presented for me a flawed argument. And also, people, I would say lay people, including scientists, don't realize that philosophers do not believe skepticism. And I don't mean being skeptic of, like, ghosts. I mean, like, skeptic of reality.
Yeah.
So only 4.8% of professional philosophers believe in skepticism or reality. Everybody else believes in reality. So everybody putting so much emphasis that, well, science can't prove anything because we always have to be skeptical. Yeah, no philosopher thinks that. I mean, so you're believing something that doesn't match reality because science can test and prove things. And then you're believing a philosophy that not even philosophers believe. So I find that funny because, so to me, I don't think that, like you said, I think that the issue usually is people are either not informed or they're wrongly informed or misinformed.
Yeah.
To why that they put too much credibility in something they shouldn't. So, and that's what my book I try to do. I go with the archaeology of religion and show religion started 100,000 years ago, and I bring it all the way to 18-something. I go through the 10 religions. But then the rest of the book, I basically ruin faith for you. I show you...
How long has this book been in progress?
3 years. And I basically I worked very hard. Like chapter 2 has like 450 references.
Yeah, but just remember it was 8 months.
So I mean,
that is commendable.
Yeah, it's gonna have probably like 1,500 references total in the book, and only has 6 chapters, but it's gonna have about 600 pages. I mean,
it's meaty.
It's meaty. Yeah. And so. But the reason why I did it, what like you said about the things I say make sense. Well, I started debating people on Facebook. That's how I wasn't even because I was gonna get a psychologist degree. That's why I went to school, but I stopped. I was in my master's at 7 classes, and I stopped and just started working on my book because I realized I need to make a decision. What am I going to do with my life? And I really feel passionate about helping people and informing people how we really can be more confident. I know it seems weird, but reality is real. And it's devoid of supernatural. And if there's no supernatural, there is no God. Because without supernatural, there is no God. I mean, there's no heaven, no hell, no ghosts, no karma. All this requires supernatural. Since absolutely... I tell people, the simple thing you have to understand is, when you say there's no proof, for me, as a rationalist, I don't agree. The most proven thing that science ever has done is prove that every test that's ever done, and they've done tests from everything from a hair follicle to your eye to the ocean to the stars to the rain to the snow to the dirt it's all natural. It's all only natural. It's the most.
So there was no soul under the microscope anywhere?
Right. No soul, no supernatural, nothing. Right. So there was no God, no God element, nothing. Where we have to leave it open for that. Everything was just natural, So it's a billion times every single thing that every new thing science finds reproves the already proved immensely.
Yeah.
In other words, they're just like fossils for evolution. You weren't there, but you look at the preponderance of the evidence to make a hypothesis. And then you can establish that that's true because you can test it and you can see that the thing. Well, to me, that's the same thing. We can look at the preponderance of everything that's ever been tested and say there's never one time, not once, not even 0.5%, not even something that even leaded to possible that. It's all been just natural. At every level, in every science, in every test. It's
there's Christians who are saying that Satan planted those fossils.
Yeah, but what's Satan?
Well,
I know.
What Satan's doing.
I know, but to me,
I just went off this planet.
But to me, right? But to me, every time they say that, they're claiming to know things they do not know.
They don't. Right.
Right. So just like when someone says, "Well, God does," you don't know that. First off, you don't know you don't know what a God is. You don't know where a God is. You don't know how a God is. You don't know what if there's 10,000 gods. I mean, if someone says, well, there could be something supernatural, yeah, but they don't understand. When you rip open that hole and you put something in where it's supposed to be just natural, then it could be anything. If we can accept that there's something beyond natural, there's no limit. There could be 1,000 gods. It could be all females. What if they're all females and they're all lesbians? Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody. It could be all. And just like the thing is too, as I told one guy, I said, okay, you think that we have to prove that the universe and the Bible God is true and creation has happened. Okay, I can still debunk your God even after all that. You said your God is all moral. Yes, he is. Your God did the flood, right? Killed all people, right? Your God is ethical. He killed himself. There is no more God. He realized that he needed to die. Because a moral God would realize that actually humans don't need to go to hell. He did.
He does.
He does. Because nobody has violated the ethics more than a person that is ultimately ethical.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, there's no God because he's dead. And he's like going, whoa.
Right. You went over my head with that one, brother. Yeah. Wow. Well, see, my son, he's an atheist. Yeah. And, I didn't force this on him like I did with church.
Right.
And my daughter, her boyfriend is an atheist. And I asked my daughter, so how do you identify? Are you a believer? Are you an atheist? And she said, I believe in Jesus. And I was a little disappointed, but I'm letting my kids make their own path.
Right.
And I said, well, there's no God. And she was like, well, what if? And that's what gets people, the what if. And I said, well, what if you're serving the wrong God? What if you're serving Jesus and it's supposed to be Allah or Rationalist or Vishnu or Thor or Zeus? And she's like, Mom, people don't want to go into a deeper conversation. They just want you to just accept that. And I do. I accept my daughter's position, but I told her, you live a very atheistic life.
Right.
She wears my atheist T-shirts. She talks about me. She talks about me to her friends. They drive my car. My license plate says heathen, and she doesn't say, "Oh, this is my mom's car." They just, "I like your license plate." She goes, "Thank you." So I just and I blame myself because I'm the one that incorporated that fear.
Right.
So slowly, I have to take that fear away. But my daughter,
right? But if she's going to believe in Christian, and her argument is going to be that she's believing just in case. Well, then she does know, but she does know that. Yeah, but that doesn't get you in heaven, because God says that many will do things in my name, and I do not know them. Right? I do not know them.
Yeah.
So
I'll deny them.
Yeah, I'll deny them.
Yeah.
So this God, if you really believe that God's real, Jesus, the Bible God, then saying I believe just in case. Well, if He knows that, then you're going to hell. So you're not won nothing. You haven't saved yourself from anything. I mean, it's like you tricked God? I mean, He knows everything. And He don't let you in if you don't really believe. If you don't really repent, if you don't really believe.
Right.
So believing because of just in case. Right, heart and mind. Heart and mind and soul. So if you don't half-ass, you ain't going to heaven. That's how I think it's funny when they say that, well, Pascal's wager is what you're talking about. Well, what if just in case? Yeah, but just in case doesn't cut it.
Right. It cuts it for them.
right. It cuts it for them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, there ain't no damn heaven. You fine. Do what the hell you want to do. And if you fuck up, just correct your mistake, pop your collar, and move on through your life. Because my kids they'll be 27 and 24.
Yeah. And
like I said, my aunt passed, so she was helping me to travail these 20s. And any 20-something-year-old I come to, I'm telling you, if I had a soapbox, if I ministered, it would be to the 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Stop being fucking hard on yourself.
Right.
Stop expecting to have all the problems all solved to life's big problems. Stop trying to solve everything. You're gonna make and this just how I said, you're gonna make the most fucked up mistakes in your 20s. One, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It's going to seem really good. But it is. Because, I was very violent. I was a property destroyer, kind of a fighter. I was real street. And my son was like, Mom, how come you never went to jail? Because I was good. They have phone cameras and shit like they do now.
Right.
And I didn't care if I lived. So I sure wasn't going to care if somebody else lived or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But, and I didn't have anybody to say, girl, if you don't sit your ass down, come over here and talk to me. And that's what I do. I have people kids in New York, young people in New York, I need to talk to you. Connecticut, I need to talk to you. And I make time. I don't care if I work 12 hours a day. We schedule a time because they need to be heard. Nobody is listening or making these young people feel important. And they are important, and they're struggling.
Yeah.
And I do what I can to get that weight off their back. I'm like, it's bullshit. You don't have to solve life problems. Just make the decision that's best for you. But if your mama's paying your education, you follow her damn laws and rules until you get that degree. Then you make the decisions that's best for you. If you can get out of school without debt, make that choice, But there are 20-something-year-olds who in the community that are fucking struggling and no one is listening to them. They're not. But I do.
Well, maybe you could write a book to them.
Damien, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you should definitely do your passion. I mean, and who would really be mean to you about doing something to help people? I mean, if someone did that, then they're really an asshole. I mean,
that's a brilliant idea.
And then no one's doing it. And so there's the need. I mean, there's the need, and then there's the gap of that. Nothing's really being addressed. So I mean, and if you
okay, I accept that challenge. I sincerely accept that challenge. I talk about this. My co-workers, their kids are. This is my one co-worker. She's white, but her kids call me auntie. You know, I will be, when I walk into a family event, I go to Black Sheep of the Family is here. You know, these kids need to be told they're loved, hugged, tell them it's okay. You want me to cry with you? Do you want me to shut up so you can talk? What do you need from me? You're right. I do need to write. I do.
Yeah.
I do need to write a book.
Yeah, because it matters. Like I said, I think that we get too much into well, I can't do everything. Who the fuck said you have to? I mean,
right.
do. I mean, I tell people I'm not that good at apologetics. That's not my thing. I don't really want to learn every argument that they have. What I do is I come and fuck up their whole argument because I come from a totally different place. They're like, well, no one knows for certain. And I go, well, I do, and I can tell you why. And they go, well, philosophy. Oh, I know philosophy. Don't even go there. Yeah,
You're badass, Damien.
So, and then they're like, well, we don't have any evidence. Really? Because I can list you a whole bunch of archaeological finds. Like, do you know that 100,000 years ago in South Africa that a child was buried and sprinkled with red ochre and put with grave goods and a necklace, intentional burial by modern humans. At the same exact year, or sometime around that time, in Haifa, Israel, there was also a burial at 100,000. At 70,000 years ago, in South Africa, was the first reverence or worship of a stone, like a serpent or snake.
Idol?
Yes, stone idol snake. At 70,000 years ago in Africa is the first worship in the world that we can document so far. I mean, so your little 2,000-year-old Jesus. What? I mean, people think, what? Come on now. Oh. Well, and then the people go, well, shamanism was the first religion. Well, since you're on that subject, do you know that the first shamans were female? Oh, I bet you didn't know that, right? Oh, you mean back before the patriarchy happened? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, because that wasn't always that way. I mean, you do know that, right? Do you know that the Sumerians, a lot of people talk about, that their creator for the world was a female only, no male with her, no husband, female creator, the only one in all of the major religions that we know about. So, I mean...
And this is in your book?
Yeah, it's in my book.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, just like people don't realize that there was female kings, and the rulers, emperors. I mean, this thinking that we have that everything has always been the same, is because it's wrong. I mean, it's just not the way it was, and the history is there. The archaeology is there. It's not guessing. It's just you should believe it, just like you believe in evolution. I mean, it is an actual fact. They can show you the artifacts. So to me, so
you said Sumerian?
Yeah, Sumerians. Yep. The Sumerians have two different creation stories. The reason that is basically because their language wasn't directly translated. The Babylonians came after them, and then they wrote their translation down, and then they're the ones that did it. But yeah, the Sumerians, they have one with the creator is a female without a male, and she then gives birth to everything. Yep. But I can give you the some of the info.
Okay.
But
so it's S-U-M.
Sumerians. I would have to look it up. I'm not good at details or spelling. I think that the goddess name is Mama. Like, I think it's Mama or something like that. I would have to look it up exactly.
Okay.
What we also understand is, this is what people understand too, that a lot of times, like that goddess, there's one called Namaknak or something, and there's like about 8 different names, and they're all her. It's so.
Wow.
So sometimes, like when they think of polytheism has so many gods, sometimes it's there is, but sometimes it's just that the one God has a lot of names, just like the Bible has like how many names for supposedly the Bible God? There's like a whole bunch, like about like 150 or something like that.
El Shaddai.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Which is actually the God El. It means El Shaddai means God of the mountains, but
El Shaddai.
Yeah.
Right.
Which actually, Shaddai actually means, if it's translated, almost means like God with breasts, would be a more correct. But maybe
You're schooling me.
But it's important when you look at those details because actually the Canaanites had the god before El, which you're talking about. Just like El's son was Baal, and Baal was supposedly the Jews hated the most. But actually, there's actually 2 books of the Bible where they were actually naming their children Baal because they actually worship Baal.
Yes, so that's a sign of respect and reverence.
Well, definitely. Yeah, but they try to. Well, plus there was actually a goddess. There was a time in Judaism where there was a god and a goddess. There was God El and then later Yahweh, but both of them, their goddess was Ishtar, and so yeah. Well, they call it. They try to say that Ishtar pole, but whenever they worship, like if you put a tree in your house, whatever, like Christmas tree, that would be really considered probably an Ishtar tree. I mean, it goes back to the also to the Nordic and stuff, but as far as like the Babylonian is concerned, and the Sumerian and the Jewish, they would put poles and trees to represent the goddess Ishtar.
Ishtar. Okay.
Yep. And so, but I mean, it just shows that Christianity and Judaism they were not one religion. Just like I wrote a thing the other day where I said, people need to understand there wasn't a Trinity. Even when Christianity started, that what we think of now, the Trinity doctrine, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, there was no Trinity. Those were all separate things, and it was considered that the Father God was the most important. And if you even really think about it, it says no one gets to the Father but by me. Except by me, right? But that's saying that the ultimate goal of your life is to get to the Father, not to Jesus. Right. Right. Yeah. So. Yeah. But
I think people are so busy regurgitating, they don't comprehend what they're reading.
Right.
It's just easier to just parrot.
Right. The pastor says this is how you should interpret it. And no matter how nonsense it doesn't match the what he's reading or she's reading or whatever, that they just accept it. Well, I believe what the pastor says. Well, what?
You don't need facts. You need faith.
Yeah, right. You need faith.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that's one of the big things. Like I even say in the name of the book is to remove the rationale of faith. My thing is more. I'm against religion, but I'm more against faith because faith allows all kinds of nonsense. Faith is belief without reason.
Children dying, believing God's going to heal them.
Yeah.
Women getting killed in domestic violence relationships. People are imprisoned falsely. Yes. Yeah, that faith will fuck you up.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
It's so I try to show in the book about how to live a life where you don't use things like faith. So it's not worth believing in. It's not a way to get to anything. Just like if you told me, you're going to go to the doctor and the doctor says, you ask, have you done any heart surgery? Well, no, I haven't, but I have faith. You would be like, oh, hell no. No. No, hell no.
You have faith. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that yeah.
Next.
Right. Yeah. But it's allowed in religion to somehow become something better than facts, better than reason. You know, it's just ridiculous. What I always say too is I laugh when people say, "Oh, well, I feel it in my heart. I feel God."
God.
Right? But I always tell them,
Yeah.
but your feelings without science, okay, can come to very wrong conclusions. Like right now, you don't feel like you're moving, but the actual Earth is spinning. And then it's spinning through the galaxy, around the sun. The whole galaxy is spinning, and actually everything is moving away from each other. So, it's somewhere around, each point in the Earth is somewhere around 1,000 miles an hour. But we don't feel that sensation. So,
Right.
so the same thing. So our common sense would be, wow, I'm not moving. The Earth is standing still. And that would be completely wrong without science.
Right.
So that's why I would say that, I was telling you at the beginning, you know, when people say that philosophy trumps science, no, I think that they work together, but certainly we should trust facts over an idea.
Yeah.
Because an idea, you know, has to be, for me to be valid, to be built on facts.
That's right. That's right. Wow. That's right. Yeah, I you know, I give credit to my coworkers. My coworkers, when I came into my department, I work at AT&T.
Yeah.
Very Christian-like atmosphere.
Right.
And even the department where I got transferred to my new department, when I came in, I was new out of leaving God.
Right.
But I couldn't. They were religious, so I didn't know them. I'm just meeting them. So I put on my Christian hat, was leading them in prayer, praying for people, because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was. And I think I did it for about a year and a half. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And they was like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. I absolutely do not believe in God. I'm not praying for anybody. I'm sorry. I've been fake. I'm not doing this again. And then they were like, okay. You know, and they had questions.
Yeah.
When I go to conferences, you know, they already know, because when we schedule our vacations, they go, well, you know, whenever Easter, Bridgett is going to American Atheist Conference. I was like, because that's the first of the year, my first travel is to the conference. And I have the lowest seniority. They don't bid for that. They let me bid that week so I can go.
So you're going to the American Atheist this coming up one?
Yeah.
Oh, so am I. I'll see you there.
Oh! Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
You'll be done the
I'll be there in a
31st.
second.
I'm going to be there on the 31st.
March.
Damn, why you going so early?
Well, because the hotel man would said that I had to go early, so I just whatever. I have some friends down there from Facebook, so
Oh, nice.
it's all good.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so, you know, my coworkers are very supportive. There was one lady who really had an issue with it, but I told her, you know, you're such a hypocrite. Your opinion does not matter at all to me. But when they have questions, they ask, because I do make it. I am a very sarcastic person, and they know that. But I do make it comfortable for them to approach and ask questions. And even if they have questions about the Bible,
Yeah.
they'll ask me, because they know I know that Bible.
Right.
So, you know, it's a mutual respect. And then last year, you know, they was like, do you mind if I play Christmas music? I don't care, because I got a Bluetooth, and I can look at Netflix while I'm typing or listen to my music. But I thought that was saying a lot. You know, that my
that's
coworkers
nice.
thought enough. Yeah, you know, to even consider that. There are some Christmas songs, like Mr. Grinch. That's like my favoriteest Christmas song ever, because we have a radio station that plays, they play Christmas music from Thanksgiving to January 1st. Commercial free. 24 hours.
Yeah.
7 days a week. So it's only so many times I can hear Mr. Grinch.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh no, not this 20th time. But yeah, just seeing how my office has evolved and how I'm learning, they're learning, and just a mutual appreciation has increased. And I'm very fortunate that I do work in a company where nobody can persecute me. No one can, verbally abuse me, because AT&T they are very serious.
Yeah.
There's zero tolerance, and I know, unfortunately, because everybody doesn't have that freedom. So I know, like I said, I know you guys have problems with your bills and your iPhones, but I'm just talking strictly from an employee sense. I'm very fortunate.
Well, I have Verizon, so.
Well, if you're ever unhappy with your service,
Yeah.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So, do you ever do atheist stuff at LGBT Pride events?
Yeah, we have a committee meeting. I think Sunday. We table at the biggest one in Michigan is the Detroit Pride Fest. It's like 15,000 people.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think it was 15,000. It's a huge number, and we met so many people who are already atheists last year, and so we know there's going to be going to have a good time this year. It's in June. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a group, HARP, and meetup group, and I hosted one in at the Santa Ana, California Pride event, and talked.
Really, is that big?
Yeah, well, it was pretty good. It was a couple thousand people, probably about 5,000 or 6,000 to 8,000, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But I still got to talk to a lot of people, and I gave out handouts, 7 reasons why someone would think about being an atheist.
Wow.
And
is that available online? Because I would like that.
Yeah, I can give it to you. I put it together from there's a on atheistabout.com. There's a thing of, I think it's 12 different ones or 10 different ones. I just picked 7, just because it's a spiritual number.
Okay. That's the number of completion.
Right. So.
Glory. I know.
But yeah, I printed up a bunch of flyers and I hand them out. I also do street activism, where I go out go out somewhere and then hold a sign, it says that, it's okay to be an atheist, or something like that.
How was that?
It's pretty good. Usually, it depends. Usually people, will, it's like, that one thing, movie, if you build it, they will come. If you put up a sign about atheism, they will come. You don't have to go proselytize. You just stand there.
Right.
They'll come seek you out, because usually, though, they're pretty nice. I mean, some people are happy that you're there, and they're an atheist. Oh yeah, I got it too. Where's one at?
I saw yours.
Actually, I got it on both my wrists.
What's the words?
But it's not words. It's see it, but
look like words.
It's not words.
Nice.
It's a design.
That's
I have a bunch of tattoos.
Do you? I think I just got my 11 tattoo on my back.
Yeah, my entire back is done. Every bit. I have it all the way to my neck, and I have it at my whole chest. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm loaded.
Oh my gosh. What about your legs?
I have all my ankles. I have 2 lions on the back of my calves, but I don't have any on my legs. I'm gonna put on my knee. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a socialist anarchist flag on my knee. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Is that going to be done soon? You are brave. Not my knee. No, not my knee. No. Oh. I didn't know you were tatted up. That is cool.
Oh yeah, I'm hella tatted up.
Well, I get to see him. To see him when I get out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I posted a picture online. It shows my front and my back of all my tattoos. I know.
I'm going to see you now. I go on Facebook when people tag me. Or if I just say,
Oh, well, yeah,
this looks interesting, and then I'll share it.
Yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. I don't tag people that often though, because people.
Damien Marie. Did I hear Marie in the background?
Oh, you mean my wife?
Yeah, did I hear in the background?
Yeah, her name is Shayna. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Damien Marie is my name.
Marie's your middle name?
Yeah, I chose it because I wanted to acknowledge my gender. Because you never read my profile, my gender.
No, oh my God. Let me go and read.
Go and read. It says.
And I'm highlighting your middle name because that's my middle name.
Yeah. Well, I know when I changed it, my mom said, "Well, how is anyone going to know you're a man?" And I said, "Because I changed my middle name."
Right.
But it's that, to me, you know, she's conservative. But to me, it's still like that homophobia. Like, people are like, well, what if people think you're gay? Well, what if they do?
So what?
So, and is something wrong with being gay? I mean, I'm not gay, but who cares if people think I'm gay? And so what? I don't care. I post shit all the time. I don't give a fuck.
You know what? All this time, I'm looking at your profile picture. I see your tattoos, but my eyes go straight to your forehead and your teeth.
Yeah.
It just goes straight here.
Right.
I never noticed the tattoos.
Yeah, but if you look at my about thing, it says I believe it says an intersex genderqueer man. I think that's what it says.
I'm looking.
But yeah, it says open relationship. I tell everything.
Uh-huh.
I hold nothing back.
I see. Good for you.
Well, I see that.
Free.
Yeah, well, plus to me, I see the person as political. That how I live my life as open can actually help others. That my lack of shame can actually make others feel good about their lives. So, yeah, right? Tell it.
Yes.
Well, to me, it's the idea that's from feminism that says the person is political, and so that's how I totally agree with that.
I'm trying to learn about the transgender pronouns.
Right.
You know how people address themselves as they, and you know because I only knew they to mean what several people. And not just one person, and I'm just like, I'm really trying to grasp it so I can use it correctly, because I'm like, this is so new to me.
Right.
It's so new.
Yeah, well, there's a big most problem with people is there's a way that you present yourself, like you were talking about a stud. A stud is a lesbian female, but it's male presenting usually.
Yeah.
Right. So you understand that. Right, but you understand the difference in presenting. Say, that's why I'm male. I'm male presenting, and my mind is genderqueer, and then my biological is mildly intersexed male, and then my sexuality is heterosexual. So, and then my relationship status is I have an open marriage. So but people don't understand that. What's that? So people don't understand
Wow.
People don't understand you can be all these different things. They think it's like one thing, no, it's
Either or.
Yeah. It's not. It's all these things. I'm correctly labeling who I am. In fact, if you look on my page, there's a part in my notes that says my gender.
I'm reading it now. I didn't even see. I'm so used to going on my phone. I'm on my laptop. I didn't even know I can click these and they can open up like that.
Yeah, just like I have women are true heroes. Did you see that right under my gender? I think it is.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, your wife. Okay. Well, then her name is Marita, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
awesome too.
Right. She is awesome. Yeah. So she and me. Decided, that we would change our last name too. My last name used to be Sturt, but when we got married, but when I became an atheist, I realized, I'm a feminist, and I didn't like the fact that she had to lose her last name to take mine. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you're just as equal and as valuable as me, and so we decided to come up with a last name together. That's why my name is AtHope. It's a state of being I live in. I live at hope. and I wish it for other people to live at hope.
That is so sweet. So meaningful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's and just like we don't wear wedding rings because we don't own each other.
I love it. I do. I love it.
So and you know, but in general, I think that the thing is that, you know, women are people too. This thinking that somehow, you know, that they have to be less than or something. I completely disagree. And
how did you come to that though? How did you look? Now I'm interviewing you. How did you come to that conclusion?
That what, women are people too? Yeah, right. Well, I'm big. I'm tough. I'm a leader. So usually people follow me. And in fact, if I go in a room, I've gone to strip clubs, and then guys ask me, "Hey, I wasn't." The guys ask me, "Hey, you know, I hope that I wasn't being offensive." They think I'm the bouncer because I'm a big dude.
They defer to you.
Yeah. So and then or people, you know, because I'm big, they follow me. I have a real commanding personality. So I'm at the top in the set, or not, you know, but relatively at the top. You ever see me around people, you see that I'm definitely not at the bottom. So it doesn't make sense that I'm for no hierarchy, since I would be at the top. It doesn't make sense that I don't care about, and that I promote, being not caring about gender. Why would I? I mean, I'm the male. You know, why would I be for gay rights? Why would I be for women's rights? Why would I be for other nationalities, other races? I mean, because I don't just believe in other races. I believe in other nationalities. People from other countries are just as valuable. People from India or from Africa are just as valuable as me as American. What is our nationality? You know what I'm saying?
You had a collection plate. I felt some money.
So to me, so like you said, how did I get there? Well, one of the things is ethics. And that's why an axiological atheist, what I call myself, and what that is an ethical atheist, basically, or a value-driven atheist. And I see values as the most important thing. And so that's what kind of an atheist I am. That's why I say I'm a very distinct kind of atheist.
Yeah, you are.
Right. And so it approaches all life. And it also has to do with I'm an anarchist. I'm a socialist, or I'm a mutualist, which is a form of socialist anarchist, but it's still individualistic. But anyways, the point is that it sees everyone is valuable. Everyone is equal. We're all in this together. Mutualism sees it like society is like an ecosystem that we all have to relate to each other, and we all affect each other. And so we all have to be involved, because we are all involved. There really is no non-us. So you suffering, even if I'm white and I'm heterosexual and I'm a man, and you're African American and you're a female and you're gay, what happens to you is happening to me. Is happening to me. That if anyone suffers, then I am suffering. There is no justice, there is no rights when other people don't have it. It's to me. It's so.
We need more of you, Damien.
Well, and I'm writing books about it, and I'm going to talk about it. I mean, I'm bold. I'm very bold with what I say. I mean, I'd say it all the time. Every video that, if you watch, we watched the one video I had with Willow. We talked a lot about feminism and stuff. I'm very hardcore. To me, I
know you're hardcore.
Yeah, but I'm hardcore. Right, but I'm hardcore for issues that really matter. Issues that really matter. These things in our life, they really matter. And so that's how I approach things. That just like, to me in general, people own themselves. They have self-rights. To me, what a government should do, I'm not for hierarchy, but I'm not for no government. What I want is a government that is there to ensure the people's rights. Like, to me, it's wrong when you say we should have gay marriage or we should vote on it. No. We should keep people from voting against it. I mean, it should already. It already should have. It should be a right already, because to me, rights are not gifts of government or groups. They're rights. We shouldn't be begging for them, asking for them, pleading. We should be demanding them. Demanding gay rights. It's not, please, could you give me my rights if it's convenient for you. It's, fuck you, quit impressing my rights.
Not doing anything.
Yeah. And so that's how I see it. And it's, you know, I would say some of the reasons, like you asked, how do I see it? You know, I'm a big picture person, and so I see the world a little bit differently in general than some people do. And I think also the fact of being genderqueer, where I feel kind of male and female, it puts me into a unique position that I sometimes, like when I see women being hurt, it feels like I'm being hurt. It doesn't feel as much as maybe a person who's not like me, probably just male. I know I look male. It probably doesn't bother them the way it bothers me. It really bothers me. So I feel like, you know, that, but I think in general it goes back to the for my thing, that some people think, well, if it's not happening to me, then it's not that important. And I feel like
that's the attitude we see over and over in our community.
And my feeling is it shouldn't happen to anyone. And
Period.
So I have to care.
Wow.
And
You're a good pastor. Or politician.
Well,
you're so passionate and honest and bold. You are bold.
Yeah.
I just subscribed to your YouTube page.
All right, good. Well, you see, I have 2 atheist pages. I have a personal writer page, and then I also have an atheist group.
What's your group?
My group's called AtHope, Humanism, Atheism, Rationalism, Philosophy. I have like 700 people.
I'm about to find it.
I can send you the links.
Oh, Reddit? Is this a YouTube or Reddit?
No, it's well, I have
I mean, on Facebook.
Yeah, I have a Facebook group called AtHope, HARP. But I also have a Facebook page, Axiological Atheist, and I have about almost 3,500 people. And then I have a group called Atheists for Non-Aggression. And
how do you manage all of that?
Because I'm passionate. It matters to me. I told you, the person is political. I mean, I see that. I see it this way, like you said. How do I do something? And I feel like, how can I not? I feel, just like I was saying about you, you feel the need to help the young people, then you're the person that should. Just like I do videos, like you said, my YouTube. I do videos where I videotape my meetups I go to, where people can hear me talk and stuff. And the reason why I do that is so that people that can't get to meetups can actually experience what it's like to hear atheists talk. And so it's the same thing, the reason why I'm interviewing you today. I mean, I want to hear from voices that are not usually heard from, because they matter. Somebody needs to do it.
Join your group.
Right on. I could go and like it, but I can't, because if I go off of this, the recording is.
Yeah, to mess it up.
Yeah. I've done that once. I forget that I'm going to check something when someone's talking. I'm going to check real quick, and oh man.
They were going on.
You had to come back, but yeah. So I really, that's why, to me, though, that I don't think that I'm not special. I'm not special. I'm just another person. And I hope that I inspire multiple people. I don't just want to like somehow be famous just for me. I want to inspire people. You know, we matter. You know, your voice matters. It needs to get out there. It makes a difference. This is the thing. People are like, well, I can't do it all. Whoever said a movement needs all, you know, everybody is involved. You know, that's what, you know, like you said about voices against you. You know what's funny about voices against you? You can do 2 things. You can ignore it, or you can make all the voices with you be louder, till that's the only voice heard. It's like, you know, I don't think that, you know, you're going to get rid of homophobia. Man, but we can make them ashamed to say it out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can't get rid of racism, but you can make them ashamed to say it out loud.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can't get rid of sexism, but we can make them ashamed to say that out loud.
That's
you know,
right.
where that needs to change. And I also tell people, you know what? You all can't be me. You can't be as bold. My wife always feels like someone's gonna kill me or shit. Shoot my.
Mom said.
But you know what? Even if that happened, I'm not begging for that. Please, trust me there. I just do what is right, what I feel in the best of my ability. I do try to stay safe, but if that happens, then I've done it for the right reason. You know, because someone needs to do something. If good people do nothing, nothing good will be done. And there's too many good people doing nothing. And so I think it's important.
I need to put that quote on my about page.
Do it.
If good people do nothing,
nothing good will be done. Yeah, nothing good will be done.
Wow.
Well, if you heard my other quote that I like is that about fear. That what we don't understand, we come to fear. That which we fear, we learn to hate. That which we hate, we usually seek to destroy. So what we need to do is to not let fear go unchecked. And we should try to understand. Like you talked about understanding different genders, or pronouns. We need to understand. Our natural thing is if it's different than me, if it's not like me, then it's not good, or I shouldn't try to understand. That's the wrong thing. We need to understand.
I want to understand because there are people that I admire that these pronouns are important to, and if they're important to you, it's important to me.
Right.
I want to give the utmost respect, just as I can give it.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to learn how to use it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with man. I just feel like that when you understand me, you need to understand I'm genderqueer. I'm not a man. Mm-hmm. Because how I think will not fit and appropriately into
that box.
Yeah, if you expect me to think and act like a man, then you're probably going to be mistaken. A lot of people end up thinking I'm gay because if you act a certain way, then you must be gay. But they don't get my gender is not male. I agree. So you're correct of feeling that something's not totally right. But that sexuality and gender is not the same thing.
Right.
Although I will say that they've shown that it's about 80% of the time when your gender is different, it's the same with you probably don't have a heterosexual, also. But that's only, that's not 100% of the time. So there's people like me that, I have definitely a different gender, but I seem to have a heterosexual, sexuality. Or I like women. I would say that it's even probably not totally correct to say heterosexual because how I like women sometimes is both as like a male and kind of like maybe how a female would. It's like not... In fact, so much so that I've had women that were straight think that I'm too feminine and break up with me. Yeah, break up with me because I'm too nice. It's like dating a woman.
I would never understand that mentality.
Well, no.
They want a good man and they don't know how to handle it.
Well, I said, what should I do? Punch you? Disrespect you?
Right,
I mean,
call you back, names. Yeah.
Like, okay,
Why would you want to be accustomed to that?
But what's like my wife is bisexual, and that works better for me because someone who already understands kind of both seems to understand me. They don't require, like you said, they're willing to understand, like you said, things, and they don't require me to have some preset,
Yeah.
this is what I do. Yeah, it could just be me.
Yeah.
So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful. That's why I've been.
How long have you been married?
I've been married for 10 years.
Hey.
Been together for 11.
I thought you were gonna say okay, I thought you were gonna say a couple of years.
No, and we've been in open marriage for about 9 years. But we mainly just date women. I mean, that's pretty much what we do. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, eventually we might, if you find the right one, might end up becoming like a second wife or whatever for both of us, not just me. But.
Right.
But
nice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's so I always go, how'd you find her? I found her on the internet.
A dating site?
Yeah. Serious.
Really?
Platinum romance. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So it does work.
Yeah. That is nice. And you guys were together for a year, and then you got married.
Yeah, we were together for a year and got married. We kind of knew from the beginning because we like really hit it off. I would say, but you know, I always tell people, you know, the reason why I think we really hit it off, why I was able to do it, is the biggest reason, besides the fact I was telling women I'm interviewing for my life, because instead of just dating.
Yeah, that's right.
But
that's right. Not everybody gonna make the cut.
No. But what I realized is, I said, for this time I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna, even things that maybe someone might not like, I'm just gonna tell it all. I'm gonna really be honest, because you usually get in a relationship, you like shine up the bullshit, you know, a little bit, you know, buff it up, you know. Hey, look at this is the, you know, the nice version of me, or, you know.
Right.
Instead, I said, you know, I'm just gonna be honest, because I mean, eventually you end up being honest anyways. And so if the person likes a fake you, or the special version of you, and then you're not, you know, then you can see where that may be a problem. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna say who I am, what I, you know, and just this is what I need, this is what I like, this is, and we both really connected on that, and it's been that kind of just real openness from the beginning. It's just amazing.
Nice. That is wonderful.
Yeah, I wish it for everybody.
A formula that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honesty it goes a long way. I just wish people would invoke honesty at the beginning.
Yes.
Wait till you catch feelings and then decide to come out whatever closet you were in.
Right.
And spring the truth on them. Be honest from the beginning.
Right.
My son just walked in.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow, that's awesome.
So, besides, you said you go to conventions. So, do you go there to speak, or do you go there to be involved, or you just go there for fun? Or
I'll be tabling. I don't speak at American Atheist, but I'll be tabling. Mandisa, she's the founder and president of Black Non-Believers.
Right. That's the one that had the convention in L.A.?
That's Sakivu Hutchinson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I will be tabling.
Oh, right on.
In Memphis. Yeah, we usually do table together at American Atheist. But I have a couple of speaking engagements locally out here that I'll be doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you usually talk about when you do a speaking engagement?
Mostly it's diversity, because it's people seem like they want diversity. Well, they can talk about diversity, but I haven't. It seems like they have a hard time beginning, you know, incorporating diversity. So I just go and tell them what not to do. You know, please don't say you're colorblind, because that's like an insult. And, you know, it's really it's a tough presentation for the audience, but they appreciate it. You know, I'm like you, I don't sugarcoat.
Right. We
have a problem in this community, and I'm not willing to sweep it under the rug.
Right.
So, you know, even though they're like, God damn, you know, there's like, you know what, you were talking to me, and I didn't even know, you know, that I was guilty of such actions. So, you know, as long as it's people that's willing to change, and like I tell people, some of you may still like me, others may not. I don't care. I'm not here for you. I'm here for those who are sincere and honest, and want to see new faces, new people, and appreciate new experiences. There are some people who will remain obstinate in their bigotry and racism. Knock yourself out. But for the rest of you, you know, and that's how I talk. You know, I'm not here to change your racism and bigotry, because I don't care. I just, you know, people say, well, when you say you don't care, you really do. No, I don't. I'm not here to convince somebody why they shouldn't be racist. I don't know what experiences they've had. I don't know, you know, what their environment growing up is. And if you want to stop being racist or a bigot, you will. You'll take the steps that's necessary. I'm not here for that. And you know what? It was funny when I was a dancer for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I danced in this really. First of all, it was a country bar. You would not think black women danced in there, but we did. And so I approached this guy and I asked him, I was like, "Good afternoon, sir. Would you like a dance?" And he just gave me this look like, bitch. But I didn't know. And he was like, I'm just going to tell you, I will never, ever have a black woman dance for me. Ever. So you don't ever have to ask me again. And I was like, inside, I was like, well, God damn. But I just said, okay, sir. You know, thank you so much for, you know, being honest. I appreciate it. And you have a fantastic day. And I think because I didn't go off, because I did want to, because that was offensive.
Yeah.
Whenever he saw me, he would always tip me. You know, when I went up on stage before he walked out, he tipped me. He never talked, but he would always tip that hat and then tip me. I had young kids, so I took the money. But I think my approach was different, and why wouldn't I appreciate his honesty? I did.
Yeah.
I really. I would never get a dance by a black woman.
Was it like a style kind of dance, or was it erotic dancing?
I was a stripper.
Well, yeah. Well, you said, yeah. Well, yeah, I know strippers don't like to be called strippers. They usually say.
I'm not ashamed, so I was a stripper. I stripped. I didn't do burlesque. I wasn't a go-go dancer.
Oh, well, that's what I was asking, because you said dancer, and I wasn't assuming that had to be.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's interchangeable. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, I removed clothing for money.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, and so he never talked. Well, he would tip that hat and slip me that money, or if I'm on stage, he'll just politely just lay that money on that stage, and he would tip that hat and walk out the door. You know, I would rather you give me the money than me have to dance for you. You know? Yeah. Free money. But we had that understanding, and I'm not here to Martin Luther King. I'm not here to convince you. Yeah. If you like me, let it be based on merit. Let it be because I treated you with kindness, and you appreciated that, and we fed off of that. But I'm not here.
Yeah.
To convince you. Yeah, that's not my lot in life.
I love.
I do tell people I'm black and we're not going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere. We're here to stay.
Yeah, I love strip clubs. What's always
I do too.
Yeah. What's always funny to me is like I'll go and a whole bunch of the strippers will talk to me, and some guys are like, well, how do you pay them all kinds of money? I go, no, I do this really unique thing. I treat them like a human being.
Yes.
Yeah, I just talk to them.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, just treat them like a human being, like they're valuable and worth something, you know. And I appreciate them. Right, I appreciate them being naked. You know, I appreciate what they're doing. I don't look down on them. And here's another clue: I put a nice clean shirt on and I wear cologne. Yeah, so I don't just go there and smell nasty and you know. Yeah. Right. I've seen guys that come from work, man. They looked all trashed and like, you know, like, man, come on. Then you really expect this nice looking, smelling good naked woman to rub up on you? Come on.
Right. Yeah, they do though. They do. When I went to Atlanta. Do you know Matt Dees? Aren't you guys friends? Matt Dees and Thomas.
Maybe I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, so I don't.
Oh.
So.
Well, I went out to Atlanta to celebrate her birthday, and I was like, you know, we have to go to the strip club, and she was like, I know, because she likes strip clubs too.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and I just gave that lady my hundreds, give me my stacks of singles,
right.
And we just had a ball. And so then when we said, oh man, it's in Memphis, I was like, girl, they got good strip clubs.
Yeah, I've been to strip clubs.
Memphis. So we're like Googling. Yeah, so then we can all go together.
Yeah, I've been to strip club, one strip club in Memphis, long time ago, and then I've been to a couple times in Atlanta. Well, actually north of Atlanta, because I lived in I don't remember what city it was now, but I lived just north and a little bit east of Atlanta.
Okay.
Where is it?
You know the Peach Street, Peach Drive, Peach Club,
Duluth?
Peach Court. Yes.
Oh, Duluth, I guess. Really?
Oh, I've heard of Duluth. Antonio, can you bring me some more tissue? Antonio, I'm sorry. Can you bring me some more tissue? Please.
But yeah.
I got a hole in it. Oh yeah, so we're definitely looking forward to going to the strip club.
Yeah. But it's funny, even like when I lived in Florida, we lived at a news resort. I was living, there for a year, and then I lived in over Loxahatchee near West Palm Beach, and lived in a year at a news resort in Tampa, and we would still go to the strip club. I always laugh. People think, "Oh, you see something naked, you see it all." Yeah, no, I'm the exact opposite. See something naked, I want to see it all.
I like to see them work the pole.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I'm sorry. I got to see that ass jump.
Oh, yeah.
My son said, "Wow." Am I embarrassing you? You already know. I wanted to take him to the strip club for his birthday. He was like, "But you're my mother." I'm like, "Well, you can go on one side.
Yeah.
And I'll just go on the other side, and I'll just pay for your dances." He was like, "No way."
That's funny.
I mean, no. I mean, I'm the cool mom now.
Really? Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me with my mom because I don't have a problem with my mom being sexual. So that would okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
that could be it.
I mean, I know some people have a problem with the whole, even the idea of any kind of sexuality with their parents, like their parents have sex or something. They're disgusting. Why? I mean, sex is natural.
Mind, that's how you came.
Right? True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how the hell you think you got here? You didn't get groomed in a petri dish.
Right. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Me and these we just were saying, in a couple of more weeks we'll be in Memphis. I can't wait because it's just been snowing so much out here. Oh my God. It's snowing and snowing, so I know the weather's going to be hot and toasty.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get to Memphis.
Me too. Plus, I like the Memphis-style ribs.
See, I stopped eating meat last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I still do.
But I'm going to get some barbecue sauce for my mom. But yeah, I stopped eating meat because that's what they're known for.
Right. Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's no political reason. It's just when I eat meat, I just feel sluggish.
Right.
And just ugh.
Yeah, my wife feels the same way. She still eats meat, but she feels sluggish.
Yeah, I'm just like, oof. So, I mean, I'll eat some seafood, but I'm not like one of those. You shouldn't kill animals. I don't care if you kill an animal. I don't care. As long as it's not my dog, and straight. I don't care if you kill a chicken, or I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Just to make me feel better.
That's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should always do things to make us feel better. I mean,
yes.
That's a good thing. Not because it makes some deity happy. This doesn't. It's not even real.
Exactly. And you're miserable.
Yeah. Hell no.
I know so many people who are so bound in that religiosity. They were so miserable, really trying to live every precept, every verse. And I'm like, this is impossible. You can't do it.
Right.
You can't do it.
I agree.
And you don't care because it's not real anyway, so just live your life.
Really. People should.
Yeah.
Well, so do you have any other questions for me or any other things you wanted to say?
You're staying at the Peabody, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, since you said you're going to be in Memphis, that's all I'm thinking about. I was like, I can't wait to give you a hug.
Yeah, definitely.
Hang out with you.
Right,
and I'm
definitely.
jealous because you're going to be there on the 31st. There's no way I would have been able to go to work, get off work.
I couldn't get you the flight.
That much. So I got the last, 2 days of the week.
Yeah, I couldn't get a flight. Otherwise, I would have gone like on the halfway to noon on the day of the thing. I just forget that, man.
Yeah. God, I'm jealous. Nice.
Yeah.
But my question is, I need you to approve me for your group.
Oh, I will. Like I said, I won't do it. I won't do it right now. I'll also give you the links to my other pages so you can check them out.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well. Bye.
I'll see you in April.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.